This is a revival of true freedom and bringing it to everyday people on the streets of Tarpon Springs, Florida in 100-degree weather. But you know, if nobody's going to do it, who will? It is about time we ask the questions that matter. We get people thinking about their own freedom. The answer to 1984, 1776, my friends. I am the Victorian man. And anybody watching me right now is probably like, what is he doing? Isn't this Corey? This is not merely Corey. People say, is this Hamilton? Is this Benjamin Franklin? This is what they've been programmed to believe. They're only sharing what they have been conditioned to believe. Am I not an individual that came from the 1700s? Am I not one who cares about freedom just as much as they did, if not more? Because we are in an age perhaps more tyrannical than ever before, paying more taxes than our founding fathers were willing to put up with here in America. And yet people have the audacity to say that they are still free, or that they are free and that freedom comes from constitutions or from the Declaration of Independence. Freedom comes when you want to be free. The truth is are you free? You have to ask yourself that question, not be reliant on some piece of paper to tell you for you how to live your own life. And if you are free, the fact that you depend on that perhaps is more of a character as to your enslavement. What we're going to do is help people climb the ladder of enlightenment. Many different structures show people how this operates, right? But we need to reach self-actualization. We need to reach self-transcendence, actual freedom for all. I'm not different, my friend. These people are different. If freedom means anything, it is the right to be different. Indeed it is. Maybe I'm not the abnormal one here. Maybe I'm the normal one and everyone else is abnormal. Create some conversations. People don't like to be on camera for some reason because, you know, we live in the 21st century that a guy like me in the 1700s has to like being on the camera more than these folks nowadays, despite the fact that they're being filmed everywhere around them. I meet more and more people and they basically come to me, not because I'm wearing this outfit, but because I share the spirit of something that is missing in our world. And that spirit, everybody here acknowledges, but doesn't necessarily live by. They know it gives them all the great pleasures of their life, but they're not willing to fight for it when it comes down to it, necessarily. To what extent are people willing to be courageous to follow their conscience, or will they slip back into the comfortable slavery of the utopian, dystopian paradise that Carl Jung, Aldous Huxley, and George Orwell detail greatly? This is a picture of a perfect lawn, and this is a lawn that's considered illegal that has a bunch of fruits and vegetables and animals. Do you think this is right? And this is like, let's say, an HOA neighborhood, right? You're not allowed to grow certain fruits or vegetables.
No, I think a person should be able to grow fruits and vegetables in their own home.
Yeah.
As long as they don't have anything obscene that would be X-rated for the children, but otherwise.
Yeah, I think children would love that.
Fruits and vegetables would, yeah, that's awesome.
I want to know, what is wrong with this picture? See right here, there's like lawn of the year, and then this is considered illegal.
Beats me. Nice.
Yeah. See, I'm dressed as a Victorian man for a reason, because I'm here promoting freedom. And I believe that people should be able to grow food. Do you think that's extreme and bad?
I do it myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. We have lawn of the year, and then we have illegal, which is growing a bunch of fruits and vegetables.
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, why do you think that is?
Because they want to make money.
Who wants to make money?
Anyone who's selling this or like wants to sell it, because I think that we should all be growing our own fruit and then bringing it back and sharing everything.
Yeah, right? I know, right?
But
this is awesome. Who doesn't?
This way you have to do it at the store.
Yeah.
This way you're independent.
Yeah, this is a lot of HOA neighborhoods, but hopefully we can change that. So
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I'm actually reviving the American spirit. That's why I'm here.
The American spirit.
Yes.
Okay.
Which goes beyond America, of course. So I'm curious, here I have a picture of a perfect lawn. It says lawn of the year, and this one says illegal, and it's got a bunch of fruits and berries and animals. Yeah, you picked that one? Yeah, why is that?
Why? Because I'm a brown girl who's an avid gardener.
Aw.
So I have hares in my garden.
Okay.
There is peace and calm to growing your own food, and I
That's
go I grow food in my garden.
Okay.
And so this speaks to me.
Why do you think it is illegal to grow food, as basic as that is?
Why? Because this country is built on capitalism,
Mm.
right? Survival of the fittest. And if you're the 1%, then you get that. Right, and so this to me reminds me of always going back to home, being able to grow. There's peace,
Yep.
And prosperity, and being able to grow your own food. And this is the picture of my ideal little backyard.
Wouldn't it be great if everybody had that?
Everybody should have an opportunity to have that.
Yeah.
In my world, anyway.
Right. I mean, you can take a plant, put it out of the ground, give it to someone else, and then it grows.
There's nothing like being able to afford, or every family, every person in this country should have the opportunity to be able to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, feed themselves.
Yeah. I agree.
Regardless of black, brown, LGBTQIA, regardless of who you are, right? This is the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
Everybody should be able to aspire, and ultimately have a pathway to achieve that.
I agree. Yeah. So what do you think is the pathway there? How do we get people from point A to point B? Maybe that would be my final question to leave off is, how do we create that transition?
Where is that going to be aired on?
YouTube, maybe TikTok. What, controversial?
In the political landscape that we find ourselves
To grow food?
in, every pathway, every opportunity to believe, to aspire, and to achieve that is blocked.
I agree. Unfortunately,
It's
I agree.
almost like folks are being taken out by the knees, and so only a very few get to
So
live
maybe
this, and this is just
of course.
not afforded to the majority of individuals in this country.
Well, I thank you for growing food, because you're setting an example to other people around you, sharing, let's say, maybe the fruits or even some branches and saying, hey, look at what you can create as opposed to this, right? And I think that's admirable, that's courageous, because, for a lot of people, that's actually breaking the law.
It should be the bare minimum for everybody in this country. We live in the most affluent, powerful, envy nation of the world.
Yeah.
And this should be the bare minimum for every
I agree.
person in this country.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. I appreciate it. I actually have other, like this one right here. Who wants change? Everybody raises their hand. Who wants to change? And nobody raises their hand, because there's a personal responsibility involved. And I think...
No, it's not even a personal. It's a shared responsibility.
Oh, right.
Right? It's a shared responsibility to take care of each other, take care of our environment, take care of one another. And the fact that you're able to have some of this, right, doesn't prevent you from helping others to aspire to that.
Do you think it's okay that like raw milk is illegal in Florida, even though it's been something consumed for over 3,000 years and even used by the father of medicine himself?
I think if people should have access to it, if they feel,
Yeah.
I guess my question would be if it's, hey everybody, what's going on?
You guys are just chilling?
Yeah, we're just hanging out, man. I'm just being fat right now, but it's okay.
No, you're not fat. No, you guys look good. You guys match too, it's crazy. Like the sunset in the background right now is like, this is like perfect picture moment.
I gotta make the missus happy. Anyway, what's up, guys? Yeah, no, as far as that's concerned, I'm not very well versed in like the ins and outs as far as like,
raw
like
milk.
You just said raw milk,
Yeah.
or should we have access to this type of pill or that type of pill?
Sure.
But I do appreciate your concept of freedom, right? People should have access, right?
Sure.
We should live in that kind of society. So.
Where people get to choose what to put in their own body,
Right.
kind of thing.
Right, yeah. Now, no disrespect to you guys.
No, go ahead. Offend me.
Don't crucify me. I do lean more conservative.
You already complimented me, so you can't offend me.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I do lean more conservative.
Okay. That's fine. I don't care.
I'm not necessarily MAGA, but some of the viewpoints.
You're Maha. No, I'm just kidding.
some of the talking points, if you want to call it that.
Sure.
I do lean with, but everybody has to, at the end of the day, make that decision for themselves, whether they want the, this or whether they want that or whatever. I'm not trying to get you canceled.
I know, right?
So, but no, I can dig it, man. And I'm like, it's. I don't. Besides you, who else is doing this? So, I mean,
that's right.
And stuff like that.
That's what and dude, we can bring back Victorian ballroom dancing, like all the partner dancing.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
I know, right? I feel like everybody would love that.
You should be able to say what you want to say, whether people like it or not.
And unfortunately, well, it takes an outfit like this sometimes to get people thinking, and it works, But
when I saw that, I'm like, is this some type of European getup? And you're educating me now. Apparently, this is not that.
No, this is just me.
This is a red state.
Yes.
So you can carry.
Yep.
Now you can carry without a permit.
Yes.
You just concealed.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that.
Yeah. So I don't play into left versus right, just so you know,
yeah. Talking points.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I actually am curious. Have you ever heard of voluntaryism? It's like a more, in my view, that's kind of the future of where things are heading, because people are kind of sick of like the whole system. Yeah. And so it's basically the idea that we can live in a world based on consent or voluntary interaction. So like, as long as you're not harming other people, or stealing their stuff, or causing disruption, or whatever, it's very basic. Most people live by it.
Right.
But in politics, they give it the exception. It's like, I got to control you. I want my will done on you. Like, you have to do what I say.
I get it.
For thousands of years, we've kind of done that.
Yeah, I get it.
And now people are realizing, wait, we can just do everything voluntarily. Like, if somebody needs a road built, like, that's a service, like it's a good, the market supplies.
Should be funding, but
yeah, it's like if supply and demand, basic market economics. But instead, people are like, well, no one will do it. Like, who will pick the cotton without the slaves? It's like, actually, cotton production got better without slavery.
Right,
so you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm with you too. I'm not, even though I am conservative, I don't consider myself a Republican.
Yeah.
I just certain talking points, because there's something.
Oh, of course, I agree.
On the left side, I could say, okay, I could see that.
Sure.
And on the right side, I could see that. But then,
that's critical thinking.
Right. You would like to think, you don't know me, to use critical thinking and Tony in the same sentence. My wife can vouch for that. Yeah, that's
well, honesty is another thing too, right? I mean, politicians can't be honest. So
no, I like to kid around and joke and stuff, but transparency is important.
Yeah.
So are you starting to think that it's all one and the same? That it's not really it's really just a big stage, as Candace Owens says?
Basically, and it's interesting that she came to that conclusion, because she had like kind of a process too, and it's fascinating because everybody's moving in that direction of realizing, wait, we have to be self-responsible. We have to own ourselves. Like, this is the only source of freedom. It can't come externally. So for me, the way I look at it is through psychology. And that's been my focus. So I look at like democide, which is the number one cause of death. And then we look at the government as a protector, but meanwhile, it's a source of all this chaos. And it's like, people don't really need this thing in their life, but they're programmed into it. So for me, it's actually getting beyond the whole thing in the first place and realizing we're all just people. Like, these ideas of like president, minister, king, queen, outfits and titles, and that piece of paper can change or alter morality. This is all just superstition passed down through generations, through religion and through what's called statism, the religion of government. And this mindset has been just corrupting humanity. So that's just giving you the straight out, honest, like what. But it is hard for people because it's holding on to like, oh, well, I want the world my way, or the way I've been programmed to think, like I need these systems. It's like, in reality, it's just people, and we're all just people. But getting beyond that, it's like, it's very difficult.
And it's funny, right? So you say this, and I appreciate your transparency.
Yeah.
And so I think this is. Oh, all right. There you go. I won't take up too much of your time. But I can appreciate just what we're doing. We're dialoguing, and I think this is a really good interaction from the simple standpoint is this. Again, I'll be very careful because I know this is your platform, anything like that. I consider myself to be a born-again Christian. And, I'm not saying you hold to us, but maybe you hold to that, abortion is okay. I don't believe so, but we could still be transparent and have a conversation and not get offended. Yep. You may say, you know what, I don't believe in religion, or I think Christianity is false. And I say, okay, I agree to disagree. I hold to Christianity. You may say, well, I believe a woman should have a right to get an abortion. I may say they have a right to get an abortion, but should they get an abortion? Yeah. So we can have a dialogue, and I don't have to get frustrated with you. I don't have to get mad at you and say, no, trust me. I've had all types of conversations with a whole bunch of people who disagreed with me, called me all types of words that, but it's okay. You want to know why? Because I respect the person's right to express how they feel. And so with that being said, like I said, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I'm grateful that we were able to have a dialogue, right, and talk.
I respect everybody, and I talk to people. I have friends who are Buddhists and all that. So, I agree with you. And for me, again, it's just you think what you want, just don't impose it on others, don't use violence. And
right.
That's it. It's really quite simple, because otherwise, how are you supposed to have a free dialogue and
right.
thing? People are unique. That's the beautiful thing about them.
Right.
When we're conformed into these dishonest titles and positions, but also having to uphold the law against their own conscience.
Yeah.
We're creating a dishonest self. And then you talk to veterans, you talk to people in the police, they have horrible relationships with their wives.
Right.
People. This is not a coincidence. There's trauma on a very fundamental level from our birth process all the way up, and it goes for generations. And we don't see it because it's hard. It's a shadow, like Carl Jung talks about. So that's the deeper end I like to get into.
Yeah.
Because ultimately the mind is what creates the actions, and the actions create the world. And that's why I believe I think I can embody the message of the founding fathers.
Yeah.
They're talking about these deeply philosophical ideas and language you can barely understand.
No, I get it.
It's admirable that we went from thousands of years of monarchy to no monarchy at all, and now and then we ended slavery after thousands of years. But that progression is still going. It hasn't stopped.
Right, the mindset. Well, I was telling her yesterday, 4.7 years. What? I'm kidding. I'm
gonna hold your thought because I want to hear what you're gonna say. This is like what's going on right now with Trump and with everything. I know that we're not going to get political, but I'm actually.
Doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want.
No, I'm actually like the person that my husband can attest to this. I just halfway listen to all that stuff. But I am a woman of faith, and what I hear now, it's like more proof. Like no matter who you put your faith in, as human beings are going to let you down. Because we live in Florida, and there's so much hope for Trump, and it's like, this is like the MAGA capital of the world, right? But I think no matter who is in power, human beings are going to let you down, and that's kind of what I hear you saying too. It's like something that just really is apparent. So every time that we look at a person, there's gonna be some kind of corruption that could come that way because we're human beings,
For sure. And the God's government, right? Well, I studied the abolitionists, and they were saying that the reason why slaves should be free is because they're under God, they're not under a slave master. Religion is a very powerful tool, which is why they either have to be subverted, as Carl Jung said, he said it directly, or they can be used directly against it, and they're the most powerful tool against it. So it's really the choice of the religious person. And I don't think, I don't know if the modern Christian would be willing to go to jail for their beliefs, but back in the 1800s and the 1700s, that was very common.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because in American Christianity today, you can see the watering down process of what true biblical Christianity meant, where you actually see people die for their faith. And outside of faith, according to manuscripts that are out there, according to what they call as the early church fathers, you can see a lot of martyrdom, right? So you're absolutely right. It seems backwards, so hopefully I'm true to my faith. I'm hoping I don't want to be
that right there is humility, which is
praise God. I don't want to be hypocritical. And the times that I find myself being hypocritical, I really do call upon Him, and I ask Him to forgive me for being hypocritical. But I think if you're a genuine Christian, like as you alluded to, a genuine Christian would definitely endure to the end, as they call it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, amen.
There's a big difference too between what we see in American Christianity. Not that there's not people who are really trying to walk with the Lord, but if you look at history and you look at Christianity in other parts of the world, I mean, we have it so good here that I think I know myself. I'm speaking about myself. Like, I take things for granted. You know, I take my freedom for granted, the safety, just all these things. And then you really think about what's going on in other nations. Like, as a Christian, if we're really standing for what the Bible says, we have to be willing to give all this up for the sake of other people, to serve others, and to tell them, you know, they can also walk with the Lord and they can have freedom.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I went to the colleges in USF.
Okay. Oh yeah, please.
No,
I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's all good. They can still hear me from that far. Like, this thing picks up. But you know, like, I asked them, I just asked a simple question. This question I sometimes ask people, like, for people who want to explore deeper. And I say, would you disobey the law to follow your conscience if your conscience went against the law, you know? And actually, a lot of people say they would follow the law.
Interesting.
You know, and not follow their conscience. And that surprises me, because when I hear that from, you know, college age kids, and it's like, interesting, right? Like, where's their moral foundation? Where is their faith? Or, you know, what is that thing that's higher than that? Or if there is such a thing for them, right. Whether it's their conscience or some sort of internal power or external power, you know, that's my question, and I leave it open-ended, and I just get them curious, because that's, you know, what I can do to plant seeds. But
something to think about, for sure. And guys, again, I appreciate you guys. This just happened. This was organic. Yeah. My name's Tony. This is my wife,
it's
Nita.
All scripted.
What's your name, buddy?
Corey,
pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nita, Tony. It's funny you said that to the young people on the campus. I could see both sides of the fence from the perspective of, man, if something is violating your conscience, because obviously you feel like you're dwelling in the space of morality, you want to be able to go to sleep at night, right? You don't want to look back 20 years, look in the mirror and say, man, how did I compromise my beliefs, who I am? You know, I want to be able to go to sleep, right? I want to be able to have that clear conscience. But I do understand from this standpoint, sometimes, again, you're talking to Tony, some of us are a little crazy.
You're not crazy.
Yeah, right. You're not crazy. You're not fat. I'm not fat,
I'm
right?
crazy. Everybody's looking at me like, why are you wearing that? I think I'm crazy. It's all good.
Nah, man, I respect that. I almost came out in a thong, but no, but in all, you don't want to see me in a thong, but no, in all reality,
how we get over that?
Yeah. Welcome to the world of Tony. No, in all reality, I could see where you know, the young people would say, well, I would want to follow the law, because, well, again, being a young person, right? And how old are you, Corey, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 24.
24, okay. But you seem very mature, right? When I was 24, I was nowhere in the vicinity of like how you're talking to people. Hey, and just like in the past 10 years, I felt like I've grown up so much compared to where I was at when I was 21, and you know, whatever have you. And I feel like I'm just kind of growing up like on the recent end. I'm like I said, I'm 41. So I look back and I'm like, man, how much I didn't know, how much I, like, looking back, I'm like, man, yeah, maybe I did need to understand I should follow this law, because I didn't grasp the concept of, you know, certain things. So I see both sides of the spectrum, but that's pretty cool to know that you went there and you were stirring up their minds, having, like you said, that open-ended conversation, so that way they could start critical thinking.
Dude, when I was 13, I was researching ingredients in the grocery store, so that's what started me.
Look at that! Yeah, I was playing with G.I. Joes.
That's why I started questioning things in our food supply.
Right, of course.
Of course. Then naturally, I was connecting with doctors. Found out they're not allowed to do certain things.
That's pretty awesome.
You just go down.
Not that the doc, but the fact that you were 13 and had the comprehension for something. Like I was nowhere near in that vicinity, so that was pretty cool.
And I had a lot of time for reflection in Pennsylvania, in the mountains, you know. So that's what got me kind of deeper thinking about this stuff. And I had contradictions. I considered myself a populist, conservative, constitutionalist. Like in 2016, I was big, like, Trump person, and I knew everything about him. My dad even worked for him. I had the water bottle, held open the door at the polls. I was too young to vote, so I was just
interesting.
There.
Yeah, interesting.
But coming out of that and seeing the contradictions within my own head, and then studying psychology and the nature of evil, I realized this is not just an American thing; it's a worldwide thing, and we're all overcoming this together. So it's like an evolution that I'm actually, like, ironically enough, trying to embody through the outfit, this idea of enlightenment.
Yeah, I get it.
And trying to bring knowledge to the people that has been kept hidden.
Right.
Because knowledge is power. And as long as people don't have that knowledge and they're kept in ignorance, just as Jefferson and some of our founding fathers said, they're never going to be free.
Right.
So it doesn't matter who you put in office, doesn't matter what laws you change, but people are so focused on that. Meanwhile, people become, sterile and all this other stuff.
Right.
At least questionably, a lot of things going on. So, and people are seeing it in different ways, right?
Right.
So, I appreciate your perspective,
no problem.
man.
Before you go, man, because
Yeah,
I think we've had a great conversation, and guys, I hope you hear me with an open heart.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this because I'm trying to force anything upon you. I'm just sharing my belief. So whether you believe it or you don't believe it, totally up to you.
Yeah.
But I appreciate. I totally up to you. I'm not trying to force what I believe, but I'm just sharing what I believe.
Dude, I should just use that as my disclaimer for every video. I have to say that all the time.
Hey, knock yourself out. Just make sure you get my good side. No, I'm kidding. No, in all honesty, and again, this is just me. I'm not speaking for Corey.
Sure.
I'm not speaking for any of you guys. But faith comes by hearing, and by hearing the word of God. That's in Romans chapter 10, 17. Mm-hmm. The scripture says in Romans 10, verses 9 and 10, if you believe with your heart and you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, you will be saved. Do with that what you will. I appreciate the time that you are giving me. Thank you very much, Corey, for what you're doing. I know it's super hot for you. So,
it's pretty nice. It's getting cooler.
Yeah, it is. But man, I think
this stuff fuels my
because this was organic. I want to thank you, and I appreciate that, man. And I can speak for my wife, I'm sure.
This is the best script ever made.
we enjoyed our time speaking with you. Thank you so very much.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Would you obey the law if it went against your conscience, or would you follow your conscience?
I guess it kind of just has to, I guess it matters to me, what it specifically was. I mean, if it was like something that I was really passionate about, like my conscience, I'd probably follow that. I mean, something I was in the instance where it's would you save the medicine? Would you steal the medicine if it's to save your mom or something? I'd probably steal the medicine. But in other instances, I might just follow the law. So it kind of depends. Yeah,
because you're saying that would be breaking the law by stealing, but it'd also be breaking morality, because the law is not morality, right? You acknowledge they're not the same thing. And
to kind of bounce off your history thing,
sure,
if the colonists followed the law back then,
that's a good point.
And when having the U.S., so,
absolutely,
it just depends.
Yeah. Which obviously I'm not trying to promote rebellion, more of an enlightenment, which leads, if anything, to that. But it's not the intention, right? Yeah. And of course, my message is very peaceful. In fact, I think if you use violence, it's kind of already gone. It's out the window. It's not really about enlightenment in that case, because usually people are projecting their traumas and their ego and such. So let's say this will be even more simple, right?
All right.
So if I'm not allowed to steal from, let's say, this person and give it to you, or steal from people, what makes it okay that the government could steal some people's money, call it taxation, and give it to other people, or create some sort of benefit on behalf of the greater good? What makes it moral in that case, but immoral in the other case?
I mean, I suppose when it comes to taxes, it's just taxes are kind of a necessary evil when it comes to having a healthy government. I feel just in terms of having a fund government that can provide resources our military, basic government funded things.
Do you have the right to take from other people their stuff?
No.
So they have the right to take people's stuff.
I mean, I feel it's just not that simple. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, because they're the government. I mean, not saying that the government is should be all powerful and just take whatever they want.
So what is this quality about the government that somehow changes morality, turns a wrong action that you would acknowledge anybody stole from someone, right? It'd be wrong, or murder someone, all these things you consider wrong, right?
I mean, for instance, if I were to steal from you, if I was going to take your money, I'm not going to be providing anything for you. It's just going to be only for me, and it's only going to benefit me. But I mean, I think what taxes do, and that, like healthy taxes, not over taxation obviously, but like a healthy tax is going to be providing resources for the American people as a whole, and just, you know, basic, you know, the taxes paid for the country, you know, military, safety, just, you know, obviously there's a line and there's a boundary to how much you can take, but I mean a healthy, like, you know, tax I think is okay.
Do you think it could be done voluntarily, or think people would pay toward what they want, like in the way a supermarket works, you know, like if they like a product, they buy more of that product, and if they don't like it, then they just don't buy it. They're not forced to buy that product because someone else says, oh, well, that's really healthy. If you don't do that, you're not going to be healthy, right? So they just choose something that they want to choose. It's like a personal choice. Do you think it should be a voluntary tax, or should it be based on violence, where if I don't pay it, you know, governments can come and get me?
Like, you're saying like you would
like,
have
let's say
the right to deny like paying a tax if it was something you didn't like believe it should go towards?
Yeah, like let's say if I own, I don't know, a house or whatever, I think I own this is my property, I work for it. Do you think someone has a right to a percentage of what I earn and what I make?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Let's say I just work, right, a job, and I just make money. Let's say someone takes a percentage of that. Do you think that's moral? Like if you were to just take a portion of what I produced, my own labor.
No, I don't think that'd be moral.
Okay,
Probably.
but it is moral, you're saying, if you call yourself government and say for some benefit for other people, even though I didn't personally consent to it.
Well, I was confused. I thought you were saying like if I took it just for my own gain. I mean, if it comes to the government, like taking like a small percentage of money for the benefit of the U.S., I mean, yeah, obviously there's going to be conflict about, and it's going to be annoying that, you know, part of the money you work for is, you know, being taken by the government. But I mean, for me personally, like, you just gotta look at the big picture. Like, this, like, you know, can live here. The government needs funds to provide safety, you know, like I said, like resources like streets, highways, parks
here.
National
so
parks.
You mean like some like arbitrary line? Like, what does here mean? Like, what's this thing like here? Like in America, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, doesn't that always change, like depending on time and place? Like, who determines what America is? Like, it's not based in reality, right? Like, wouldn't you say what we talked about with morality applies to everyone in the world?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, good.
Like, don't you think people in China deserve to be free?
Yeah, they do.
Are they free?
No, they're not.
Okay.
I mean,
but are they in reality free?
I mean, technically, yeah, they have free
Okay.
will.
So would you say
it's
like
very different?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's an interesting idea because I'm a revolutionary right now, right?
Yeah.
And we created something called constitutions and like Declaration of Independence and all this stuff, but it's just reaffirming what is already here, like what is already based in reality.
Yeah.
So it's not granting anyone some like special, like, oh, you're now free because this piece of paper says so. It's just saying, oh, well, you're free because God gave it to you.
Yeah.
But do you see how people may think that just because it's written down, all of a sudden it like changes reality?
Like it has the power to be like taken away, kind of, just because it's like written down when in reality it can't be.
Because people believe in the piece of paper.
Yeah.
And they're not looking at the reality. So when you're saying, oh, well, here's this group, this area called America, it's like, well, then you forget about the rest of the world. You forget about the fact that the Native Americans were here first. You forget about the fact that we're all just humankind. So do you see how like that can be limiting in our freedom?
Yeah, no, I do. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Just creating some thought, and you know, you can take of it what you want. You don't have to agree with it. You know, I know it sounds weird. It's like, what do you mean? Like, you don't want a country called America or laws? No, it's actually holding them accountable. And it's not just that, but realizing that we're the ones that create that in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? If we want a real revolution, it's in our own heads. I had contradictions I didn't realize I had in my own head. It's all mental. It's all mental games. It's mind control. At the end of the day, that we control ourselves, and we don't realize how we might enslave ourselves, or in the sense of self-control, self-ownership, we have the power to reclaim our life and truly take charge of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, it's a level of empowerment, not disempowerment. People put themselves lower, and then they wonder why the world's getting worse. They're putting themselves in that category because they're putting other people on pedestals. Celebrities, politicians, they're putting them in pedestals. They're worshiping them like deities.
I'm liking the get up, dude.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm here sharing truth. This is just who I am. Everyone's like, who are you? Are you George Washington? I'm like, I'm just me. This is me. I'm the Victorian man. That's right.
That's cool. Are you on TikTok or?
Yes, I'm on different platforms, trying to do my best, and sharing all sorts of ideas, growing food and stuff we aren't taught about in school.
Garden vegetables there?
Oh, very nice. Yeah, there should be olive branches and trees all over here. This is Tarpon. It's Greektown, right?
But I don't think our sugar sand would support those trees.
Well, there's always a way. Permaculture.
Yeah, but you know what? They would support the homeless people.
Yes,
who walk around.
exactly. Oh, you
They
get
do
it.
that in different cities. That's
plant
why
fruit.
I love
Yeah.
my neighborhood.
Yeah.
We have orange trees, avocado, stuff like that, and they overproduce. So
Yeah.
the neighbors are like, dude, take them. You know what I do?
Yeah.
I take them down to the shelter.
Yep. Yep. And I think it's an awesome
Well,
idea.
after I keep it for me. Mangoes, avocados, I can make some salsa.
What's up? You mind if I join you? Cool, I'll bring.
I think that's pretty cool.
I get people thinking. That's all I do. You know, I'd like to get people thinking. I love what you said though. What was that you said? You said like, oh yeah, homeless.
Yeah,
Like, that's
the
a
homeless
huge.
people.
That's huge.
Yeah, I've seen it on Facebook. In certain cities, they
Mhm.
set up, they'll do the whole sidewalks and stuff with all kinds of different fruit trees and stuff,
Yeah.
and then the homeless have food. It's,
Where is that? Have you seen places down here have done that, or or other
I want to
countries?
say I want to say New York and stuff like. There's
Oh
different-
yes.
Yeah, I've s-
Like different blocks.
Yeah, exactly.
I see what you're
I
saying.
think that's so cool. I think that's so cool. People feed the homeless,
Yeah.
and it doesn't cost you anything.
Here, I'm gonna show you something because it's actually very relevant to that. I have like this for people who are like actually very like open-minded and stuff, and I have this picture right here where it says illegal to grow food, right? And then lawn of the year where it's just bare and empty. Here, I'll just show the camera first. So lawn of the year, bare, empty lands, nothing, right? HOA neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then you have this illegal where it's like fruits, berries,
Right.
animals.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I try to get people's opinion on stuff like that. Very basic,
Oh, okay.
nobody can disagree, generally speaking, with
Right.
growing food.
Right.
So why?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like
Yeah.
I said, it would just. I mean, all the kids that we have that are homeless in this country, they would be able. And fruit is so expensive in the store. They could have it for free.
Yep.
They could grow up healthier
Yep.
than other kids.
Yep, for sure.
I definitely think that's.
But then I have this one, right? Who wants change? Everybody raises their hand. Who wants to change? Nobody raises
nobody.
their
Nobody.
Yeah, it's one of my
Yep.
favorites. So the reality is like, oh yeah, growing food is good, but it's too much work. I don't want. It's
no.
like, well, is it really, or is
Yeah,
it just
no.
that people? Are,
No, they just
They're
they
programmed.
Just, they just line the streets with the trees. What,
Yep.
what maintenance do you have to do? After
yeah.
that?
Wow.
HOA sucks.
Well, at least you tell it like it is.
Because HOA deserves to go to hell.
Oh my gosh, yeah, well,
I
maybe.
hate HOA.
Here, since
We
you're...
live in a non-HOA, so
Oh, there you go.
whatever we want.
Well, since you're open-minded, there's a bunch of stuff you aren't taught about in school. I appreciate it. Bring back the revolution, 1776. I'm trying to educate people like on all sorts of things you aren't taught about in school, like growing food, very basic things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Knowledge is power. I like
that's
how
right.
you said the basic things.
Yeah.
We don't know shit in society.
That's right.
What?
Crazy. Are you guys part of the wine walk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We on film.
I'm on stream, but I have it just showing myself. Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
There you go. Say hello.
I just think it's cool. Because
Yeah.
You know what? You're bringing, by dressing as a character, it brings attention to you, so people are inquisitive and they want to know, and then you get to see the
That-
truth and get their input, maybe.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've had great conversations with people. The look those kids gave me, they're like, "What in the world is he?" They're like so confused. It's like, don't you see me in history books or something? Like, me over here saying the world is like going crazy. It's just, like, where do you start? Epstein stuff is coming out recently. People are losing trust in the system, and they have to realize that the freedom comes internally from themselves. So, as you said,
That's what I believe.
that's well, I love that.
Very well said.
Yeah. Could you imagine everybody on the street like just walking in Victorian outfits?
Oh my God.
Come on, we can do it, right?
Yeah, we can do it. Come on.
We can do it. I'm here from the 1700s. Yes, I am. You like my outfit?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm on a live stream, sharing stuff. But yeah, I'm sharing ideas of enlightenment. I believe that enlightenment is still going on. We still are teaching ourselves basic concepts of freedom that we aren't taught about in school. Do you think it's right that it's illegal to say grow food in a HOA neighborhood? You think people should be able to create abundance, or that it's illegal to drink raw milk when it's been consumed for thousands of years? Just a question, right?
No, I think it should be illegal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the question?
Legal or illegal?
Oh, legal for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't met a single person who told me it should be illegal yet. And even if they say it's dangerous, it's like, well, it's still an individual choice, right? Because you own your body.
Absolutely.
So there you go. You get it.
Yeah.
Right? Very basic.
We get it.
Very basic. I love it. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate it.